So the topic that we're going to talk about today is how to begin enjoying the process and how to begin enjoying your life. I'm certain that today... Oh, Simba. Okay, come here. Simba wants some attention. He wants to join in. Say, hi, Simba. Hi. Big Simba knows what's up. He knows how to enjoy life. He knows how to enjoy the process. And this lesson today is definitely going to change someone's life. Maybe not all of you, probably not all of you, but at least some of you are going to have your lives changed today by this lesson. So, first, to begin, enjoying the process is the most important part. Whenever you're talking about dating, whenever you're talking about meeting women, I hear a lot of guys say like, oh, you know, it's such a chore. I have to go out and I have to do this list of different things and I have to do this and this and this. And I have to meet these girls here and there and I have to write down all my results and they make it sound like it's not fun. And a lot of guys even quit because they're not enjoying the actual process of going out and doing things. And that is the big mistake, because if you're not enjoying it, then it's going to come across poorly to other people. And so whenever you're trying to talk to a girl, it's like if you work a job and you're not enjoying your job, you don't actually believe in the product that you're selling, and you're given a script by your boss and he's like, okay, say this thing, and then some people are going to buy it. And you walk up to the door and you knock and then, hello, I am Jack from tick, 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 tick. And no, you're not enjoying it. Nobody's gonna hear you, right? They're not gonna be able to connect with you. And so the same thing is true. If you read all the books and you watch all the videos and you learn all the stuff about meeting women, but you don't go out and actually enjoy doing it, if you're just practicing a script, if you're just going from rote memory, whatever it is, if you're not actually enjoying the thing that you're doing, it's going to come across, and she's not going to love it, man. Being able to connect with somebody like that who's not enjoying what they're doing that's almost impossible. And so the fact is that you need to find a way to enjoy it. Okay, how can you do that? Well, the first tip that I would give you to actually enjoy the process, and this one is my personal favorite, the first tip I would give you is entertain yourself. Entertain yourself. And I'm not joking. You should be talking to yourself. You should be making jokes to yourself. You should be your own wingman, basically. And whenever you approach a girl and then she's like, oh, no English, or she's like, no thanks, next, whatever, then you get to make jokes to yourself about her and be like, wow, that did not go well. I didn't expect a 4 to have that high of a personality. Okay. Interesting. And that's fine. And you can talk to yourself about it and you can make jokes with yourself. And you need to be entertaining yourself. And this is especially true out here in Asia, where you don't know what their level of English is going to be before you approach them. You have no idea, right? They could be totally fluent, or they could just basically have stopped after ABC. And that, because you don't know that, you should be able to approach and be telling a story or be telling jokes or be saying something or making some comment or something that entertains you, because you don't even know if it's going to land for them. And so entertaining yourself is far better for both just an efficiency standpoint, but also because, like I said before, if you're entertaining yourself, if you find yourself funny, if you like what's going on, then you're going to come across a lot better. You're going to be a lot more positive. You're going to be a lot more, optimistic's not the right word, but you're going to be more enjoyable to be around. And that is going to translate into better results for you, guaranteed. There are a few other things that you can do to start enjoying the process more, and that is whatever part of it you're finding to be onerous or difficult, you should stop doing that thing. If it's... This is hard for me to describe because every part of the process is difficult whenever you're getting started. So you don't want to stop the process because it's difficult. But if there's a part of your process or whatever you've learned or whatever you've been taught that just isn't working for you and it's taking up your time, but it's not helping you find any meaningful results, then stop doing it. If you're not enjoying doing those different things. Like, for example, one of the things that I gave guys who I was coaching is I gave them a little spreadsheet where they could record their results, specifically on, okay, I approached a girl here at this time and this is what happened. So like there was a little notes section, like, did you get her number? Did she next you? Did she smile and say you're cute but I'm busy, or something, right? Like whatever. And if writing down your results is causing you consternation, if that is an issue that you're not enjoying, don't do it. Don't do it. No single part of the process is as important as finding a way to enjoy the process. And so if there are parts of it that you aren't enjoying, if there are things that you are not, that are causing you more harm than good, that are slowing you down so that you don't want to do that anymore, then just stop doing them. Just stop doing them. And for a lot of guys out there, I know that guys who have not particularly studied with me, and maybe they've learned somewhere else, and a lot of those guys have a set line or a set routine that they feel like they need to follow every time. And if that's not fun for you, if you're not enjoying those lines or those routines, then stop doing them. Because again, no routine is as powerful as actually enjoying what you're doing. If you're enjoying your conversations, if you're enjoying your approaches, and you should be, then it will come across better that way. It will feel more natural. It will feel more authentic. And it won't feel canned or robotic. And that is a big issue for a lot of guys who try to copy lines or try to use the same thing again and again. They go back to, the game or mystery method or something like that, where they just crib some lines from there and then just use that all the time. And that's not... It might work sometimes, but it would work with about the same level of success as having no training. Like, you'll just get lucky sometimes. But the reality is that you shouldn't be doing that. You should be just talking in the moment about whatever. And if you don't have a line, if you can't think of anything when you're coming up to talk to a girl, then just, hi, I'm Jack. It's good to meet you. What's your name? That alone can work ridiculously well. In fact, in most settings, that is one of the best lines that I've ever used. Because it's simple, it's to the point, it demands a physical reciprocation, it demands them tell you their name, otherwise just be quite rude. And nobody wants to be rude. So something as simple as, hi, I'm Jack, what's your name? Or, you're probably not Jack. So whatever your name is, insert name here. You get what I mean, though. And those simple things that are the most basic stuff, it actually does work the best. But you can't be a robot about doing it, and you can't be miserable about doing it. That's kind of the thing, is that if you come up and you're like, okay, number 67, hi, I'm Jack. What's your name? Okay, right? Like, because people are going to be like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? You're not interesting. You're not fun to talk to. You're not fun to be around. And you need to figure out how to actually enjoy the process, how to entertain yourself, how to make yourself smile, make yourself laugh. Because once you do that, you're going to be able to connect with other people better. And you're going to start having immensely better results. And it's going to turn your whole dating life around, your pickup life around. Another thing that, this is a little bit off topic, because now I'm transitioning from how to enjoy the process to styles of communication, which is one of the other topics that I wanted to talk about. Unfortunately, we still have enough time for me to do exactly that. So, styles of communication. So, as a general rule, of course this is not always, but as a general rule, men tend to communicate informatively, and women tend to communicate emotionally. And there are different words that you can use that would either convey information or convey emotion and convey feeling. And you need to know when to use those different things. Like, for example, if your buddy messages you and asks you, hey, what time does your live stream start, Jack? I'd be like, oh, I'm planning on starting it at 12 o'clock, but I'm still getting my shit together and I'm not entirely prepared, so it might be 12:01 or 12:02 like it was today. Okay, that is a very informative thing. But then you have emotional questions and you have emotional ways of communicating. Like, for example, if somebody's like, what 3 adjectives would best describe you? Okay, that's an emotional question. And you're going to need to answer it with words that don't convey information but convey an emotion. This is important because most of the time, whenever you're talking to women, a lot of guys make the mistake of trying to communicate informatively instead of emotionally. And that is actually going to tie back into the first topic and help you to enjoy your conversations a lot more. Whenever you learn to communicate in this emotional manner, whenever you learn to project a feeling, something that you want to bring them along for, then that's when it starts to become a lot more fun for them. And you can just kind of spew meaningless bullshit that conveys a feeling, right? Like it's not entirely meaningless because it's emotional communication. To me, it feels entirely meaningless because I'm used to communicating in information, not in emotion. And I have a hunch that a lot of you guys out there feel the same way, where you're used to communicating with, okay, if somebody asks a question, you answer the question, and then the conversation is done. That's just what you do. It's simple call and response, right? But women like to talk, and they like to talk not about information, but about emotion. And they like to use words that convey emotion. They're not conveying information. They're conveying emotion. It's still a kind of information, but it's not like data. Like what? Well, I hope that you guys understand what I mean whenever I say information. In any case, so by learning to communicate in this emotional manner, learning to talk to women and to use words that don't say anything but tell them a lot. So if a girl asks you like, oh, where are we going to go for dinner? You could tell her, but that's boring. Instead, you say, listen, I can't tell you because, I still have to, we're still waiting on the final call on whether or not our reservations are getting in. But what I can tell you is that 3 presidents have eaten here and that this place will blow your mind. And then you fucking take her to the Olive Garden, right? Like, it doesn't matter. You communicate emotionally and you hype up this thing and then you're like, yeah. Did you know 3 presidents have eaten at the Olive Garden? Probably more than 3, right? Like, who gives a shit? And you're just, you're not telling her things, but you're conveying feelings. You're getting excitement. You're getting emotion involved in it, even though you're not answering the question. This is especially important whenever you're dealing with text game. A lot of guys have horrible text game because they text girls the same way that they text their guy friends. That doesn't work. I mean, if you're a 10, then anything works, but clearly I'm not. So I have had to find ways to get around not being a 10. And whenever you're texting girls, you shouldn't be texting informatively as much as you should be texting emotionally. The only exception to this is when you first meet a girl, because you have 3 days, you have 72 hours to get that girl out on a date. From the moment you meet her, you have 72 hours to get her out on a date. And the only thing that you should be texting at that time is details about meeting. And again, though, you shouldn't be just like matter of fact about it. You should be like, hey, there's this place. You said you like Thai food, and so I'm going to take you to a place that is more Thai than Thailand. It's absolutely going to bang my cock because this place has all the stuff. In fact, it's so good. It's so really Thai that I might think you're a ladyboy halfway through the meal. Right? Okay, you're not going to tell her where it is. It doesn't matter, right? You're conveying an emotion. You're conveying a feeling. You're entertaining yourself, making stupid jokes that might not land. So what? Doesn't matter. Entertaining yourself, making jokes, and communicating emotionally, not informatively. You are trying to get her interested, get her intrigued, bring her into the moment. And speaking of being in the moment, I'm going to bring a couple of other people into the moment because our live lesson is now done. So I'm going to Brie Larson. I'm going to Brie Larson. No, I'm going to be bringing in Julius and the kid, and we're going to begin the Q&A, the live Q&A section of this video. So if you're watching this on replay on YouTube, much love to you. Join the community and you'll be able to watch the full replays of the full Q&As for all of these that we do every single week. And if you're with us live, then hey, stick around. Glad to have you.